Moviesucktastic is a podcast about bad movies and the people that love them. But it's more than just a podcast, it's also an online presence. If you want to know more about Moviesucktastic or want to become a part of Moviesucktastic, you can find us on Facebook, you can find us on Twitter at Moviesucktastic, you can find our blog at boothreviews.blogspot.com, or if you want to give your own reviews that we might use on the show, you can go to reviews.moviesucktastic.com and check out our own little lunch.com community for Moviesucktastic. Check us out and become a part of the show, because the only thing more fun than a bad movie is sharing it.
In the not-too-distant future, wars will no longer exist, but there will be Rollerball. Imagine a world without nations.
A few of us making decisions on a global basis.
Controlled by corporations.
No sickness, no needs, and many luxuries.
A society that has abolished love and hate, aggression and individuality, and replaced them with the most fantastic entertainment of all time. Televised to 2 billion hypnotized viewers. It is more than a game. It is Rollerball. James Caan, John Houseman, Rollerball. Rated R.
You are listening to Moviesucktastic.
Dude, no! Oh! No!
Oh, hello.
It was bound to happen.
It was bound to happen.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody. Finally, we're back. Welcome to Moviesucktastic.
Yeah, just a small pandemic hiatus.
I
mean, it happens. It really doesn't, actually. But it is happening.
It's like we're yelling into the wasteland. It's already done.
Well, let's hope not.
Right now we're just documenting the fall. That's it. I mean, nothing left but a layer of dust.
Jesus.
Echo.
There's an echo?
Echo.
Oh.
Echo.
You have an echo?
Yes. Now I don't. No, I do. I still do.
Oh, boy. All right. I've been having nothing but sound problems.
Aren't we all? We're all having problems, sir.
Let's see.
And right now, tonight, our problem is Rollerball.
Rollerball.
1975.
Is your echo gone?
Yeah, it is. Thank you, sir.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yes, we are back, and we're reviewing because the Oscars caught us right off guard, and we never got around to it, but we were right back on track to schedule where we were supposed to be, reviewing Rollerball. I even rewatched. I don't know if you revisited it since the last time we were supposed to review it, but I have.
I didn't rewatch it. No, I didn't bother.
All right, I'll fill in the gaps for you. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had some notes written down. I'm gonna find those. There they are.
Can I just say? I mean, once I got started tonight, I'm glad that we're doing a show. But I just wasn't feeling it.
I know. I know, but that's for me. It was like, you know what? The last week definitely, because I was transitioning to working from home. Man, I'm back. Pants optional, baby. I'm back. But yeah,
I'm every day I'm in shorts. Every day, t-shirt. It's great, but the thing is, it's for me. It is quite temporary, because my job is not a job that I can do remotely from home, for the most part. During upgrades, 100% of my job, it requires me to be on the road. When I'm not in upgrades, I could possibly work from home sometimes. If there are hardware failures, then yeah, I got to be on the road. So, my job is, it's mostly not in the office or working from home. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it is what it is. Personally, I love not being behind my desk. I would prefer to not be working from home, but I also would prefer not to get sick. So, Dude. I'll stay home.
Dude.
What?
I haven't left the house since Friday.
Where did you go when you left the house? What got you out of the house?
The last day I went to work. I was the last person there. Like, last week it was just me and nobody else in the office all week until we finally got everybody hooked up online. And I drove from work to home, and I haven't left since. And it's fucking beautiful.
So I know we're not talking about movies right now, but we're letting everyone into our lives when we do this. So, have you done anything?
This is the topic.
Yeah,
this is a topic that is really obviously this is a major fucking. This is going to be historical.
Well,
this is already historical. So it's really hard not to talk about it, especially with everything going on and the lifestyle changes and the economic changes and the fucking insane changes. But I think it has to be acknowledged, and we have to kind of underline that's why we're still here doing this, because you can't just drop everything.
Oh,
and
of
if
course.
you're working for, all this shit with like musicians on balconies and comedians, their front yards. I don't give a fuck. That's whatever. Really? I mean, everybody was in contact before this. That part hasn't changed. Everybody is just as connected as they were before, more so at work. But at home, people are just as connected as they were before, but they're using it more now. And it's going to affect the mood. And people just want to keep the mood up. And I think that's why we got to just come in here and talk about Rollerball.
Well, I mean, the irony is this film is about a futuristic world, like this dystopian. There's no more war, but there's Rollerball. It's the only thing that connects everyone, and you can tell that this is a type of future where something like this wiped out, a large population.
No.
And
I get that at all. I don't think there was any kind of apocalypse.
Not apocalypse, but just something major happened where it changed. Economic.
Because they don't talk about it, but they drop hints about the whole idea, and they try to research it, but they can't, of like the corporate wars and who were they and who won. And it's basically like the corporations took over the government, and this is kind of a weird like dystopia,
right?
And
it's in a bunch of different branches. Like there's the Earth branch, and there's the science branch, and all that bullshit. Well, not that science is bullshit. We could use a little of it right now.
But the important part is that it's the government is now officially run as a business, and the most unbelievable thing about this is the fact that they run the government like a business, and it actually works. I mean, it's like a false utopia where everybody has creature comforts. There's no crime. There's no poor, and if the country was run like a business, that would never happen. That's impossible. So this is a weird dystopian future where government does well, but it's still dystopian because they're trying to eliminate the individual and smokescreen everything over and everything, because of course the corporations, of course they're fucking evil soulless bastards.
Well, of course. I mean, it's hand in hand. Hand
in hand. Right. No. Now into all this wades mumbling James Caan.
Yeah, only what, 3 years removed from The Godfather? where he played Sonny.
I have a note right here. Great, 2 hours of watching a befuddled James Caan think things through. Here, this is like every if you just fast forward to a random scene, odds are it'll be him going, I understand that, but still. And by the time he figures everything out, you don't care.
No,
you don't care.
Yeah, they're forcing him into early retirement. And
hold on, we back up to the opening, because I think the opening is very important. Like the opening 10 minutes of the film is how they're handing us this whole universe, right?
Right.
So can we talk about the weird opening music?
Yeah, sure.
Which is also the weird closing music.
Yes.
What the fuck was that?
Dude, I don't know, man.
Dun 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 dun. Whatever the fuck.
I mean, it came out the same year as Jaws, and Jaws used music to
but
very
Jaws
much.
Was original music. This was like fucking Phantom of the Opera or something.
Oh no! I know, but I don't know, man. A lot of these studios.
It was like a Frankenstein opening.
Well, no. What I'm getting at is this is who released this film? Was it Warner Brothers?
I don't remember. Oh, hang on. I'm on the page, but IMDb fucks with me when it comes to this stuff, because I don't watch like the production companies as much as you do.
Well, it's not so much. It's MGM. Okay, so it's
MGM. Okay.
Yeah, so it's MGM, and obviously Jaws was done by Universal, and at the time they're competing studios. I would not be one bit surprised if the reason why they tried to go, you can call it boldly, with the music is because Jaws. John Williams, he's doing this original music. The music is a part of the movie. It's the dun dun, like the whole thing dun dun. It's like it's as relevant as the shark itself. So maybe they say, hey, we got to do something with music with this. We have to try and just make it sound at least like it's larger than life.
So they went to the person involved with music and said, "Listen, we need a musical centerpiece that'll bookend a sci-fi futuristic sports movie." And they said, "You know what? Frankenstein. Go with that." The fuck? Makes no sense. Anything you can say that makes no sense. It's the dumbest opening song. It's like, what? There's just silence.
I'm not defending it. It's shit.
Oh.
It sucks.
By the way, if there's one thing I hate more than like that they don't have proper credits yet in this time period in the 70s, is nothing irritates me more than when they bring the title card up,
right?
The title card up, and then they slap a copyright under it.
Oh, yeah.
You dipshit. That is totally unfucking called for. We know it's copyrighted. Put it in the back. That irritated me. I almost took a screenshot of that. It was like, no, don't waste the space. Don't waste the space.
But they did.
But you agree with me, right?
Of course.
It's horrible. All right.
No. Listen, I'm not. My vitriol towards it is not what you have, but I agree.
Oh, by the way, where does the film take place?
Oh, it's in New York.
No.
Oh, no, Houston, Texas.
Texas.
Yes, Texas.
Bam.
That's right. The finale for the championship is against New York.
Yeah, they're the Houston team. Yeah, Texas.
I have some concept art for James Caan's number. It's number 6, and it's it'll pop up on the screen soon enough.
Did you? Now I noticed it, and I didn't bother going back and trying to freeze frame one out. But I kind of noticed at first when in the opening sequence, the opening titles, when the crowd, they have the flyers for Rollerball, and it's red and it's got like a black rollerball dude like silhouette. I kind of saw a glance, like I didn't think too much about it. Then later it was like, wait a minute, was that like kind of like a kind of underhanded swastika?
Let me take a quick look. I may have.
Just because it occurred to me briefly afterwards, like, are we going for kind of like a corporate fascism, which, isn't too much of a difference really? And I just don't know if that was in there, and it just never really got caught, and they didn't push it. It would be like the one fucking metaphor they don't fucking push into the ground.
Right. Let me see. Do I have? I don't know if I have that poster. I thought I grabbed a bunch of different ones. I found, and I don't know if this is promotion for the movie back in '75 or if someone did this, but the screen will come up soon. It's the Incinerator Mark VI, produced by Luxury Corporation. 6 custom guns manufactured and presented to each chief executive officer of the 6 global corporations: energy, transport, food, housing, services, and luxury.
666, right.
Yeah, and it shows the gun that they use in the movie. So I don't know if this is promo from all the way back in the 70s or someone did this now. Either way, I love it, and I put it in the slideshow.
Oh, you got to send me that slideshow when we're done.
Okay.
So I grab the stuff that you don't have, that I don't have. Yeah, we'll talk about that gun.
I don't have that poster. It doesn't look like I have it. It might be in one of the stills, like kind of in the background, but
we'll find it. Yeah, but I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure I saw that, and I do like. I don't mind the dystopian concept of the soulless corporation controlling the masses and placating them. It's a very Brave New World, to a certain extent. I get it.
Right.
No problem with that at all. But dude, the fucking camera array. just like someone took an antenna and slapped random camcorders on it. So those aren't zooming or panning anywhere. Who are you fucking kidding? That was an abortion and a half. I took a screenshot just of that because I was like, oh my god. I think I deleted it because it was too blurry.
Oh,
because it doesn't really hold constantly. But that's just a horrible fucking setup.
And this is even at this time in his career, a seasoned pro for directing. This is Norman Jewison. I mean, this guy, this guy knows what he's doing. That's the crazy part. He does.
He does. There's a lot of definitely proper frame. There's a lot of proper framing. He's into very established shots. He doesn't move the camera around a lot. Right. Except for the rollerball sequences. So the whole film's like almost a static or slow panning shot, except for in the rink, and that's kind of done for a reason, because then you notice the smash cuts and everything becomes more hyper. So it actually calms you down. It's almost like it's sedating you, like the state is, by giving you the creature comforts. Everything's panning, slow, deliberate, and then once you get in the rollerball cage, bam, slap shot.
Well, and it's interesting. What's interesting about it is this film came out in a time period where they're trying to get more sci-fi movies in the theaters. Star Wars is 2 years removed, but 2001 had come out already. Logan's Run. I mean, like things like that. Oh no, Logan's Run was that was 76, wasn't it?
Don't throw number. You're the numbers guy. Don't even ask me right now.
Logan's Run was 76. 76. But
the 70s was very heavy on exploitation, and it was all 70s was basically fantasy fulfillment of every kind. So it was all cheap comedies, bloody action, wacky sci-fi / fantasy, or just degenerate porn, and all of which I like. Don't get me wrong, but that's what the 70s was. 70s was just pretty much it was like a movie orgy. Not quality, all quantity, all give it to me. You got to look for the silver linings in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it.
Well, like the screenwriting, for example. Legit, they just show you this track, they show everybody setting up, they show everybody playing, and then they say, everybody please stand for the corporate anthem. It's like, bam, I know where we are. You don't have to explain anything else. I know what's going on. Dystopian society, corporate overlords, they're appeasing the masses. I'm in. That's it. You've explained everything in fucking 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
That's why we had to fill an hour of time when James Caan. I get that, but I don't understand. Are you okay? What are you doing? What are you doing? You're scrolling. What are you doing?
I'm looking up something very quickly.
What are you looking up?
Well, What
are you doing? You sound distracted, and I can't work if you're distracted. What are you doing?
Are you paranoid?
What are you doing?
All right, I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing.
Right,
you have my full undivided attention. I apologize.
I'm in here, and what are you doing? Like getting quotes for something? Stop!
Yes, I'm getting online quotes for car insurance. I thought this was the best time to do it. I'm sorry.
Shut up.
Could save you 15 minutes.
I did have in my notes to close the whole opening sequence that I'm kind of hung up on is this film successfully duplicates the boring mundanity of watching sports on television. Like the entire rollerball sequence, I was like, yeah. I'm waiting. It's just let's get to the dialogue because it's so good.
It's interesting that they chose roller derby for the sport that's that the whole world comes together to do. Not football or basketball or hockey or baseball or even some hybrid sport that might combine a few of those, or roller derby.
Well, the whole idea is there is a violent sport, and so violent sport that they can do on a low budget. What else are you going to do?
But roller derby, even to this day, isn't a sport that has ever really caught on. It's something you do on a Saturday night.
There were quite a few roller derby films in the 70s. All the Marbles with Peter Falk. I mean, that's a classic roller derby film.
Wasn't there a roller derby film with Linda Blair too?
That's just roller. That's just roller boogie. That wasn't.
Oh,
you're thinking roller boogie.
You're right. I'm sorry.
We reviewed that one, sir. Come on, get back.
I don't think we did review roller boogie.
Yeah, we did.
I'm pretty sure we did.
Yeah, we really. I'm the one that's been drinking. Trust me, we really reviewed Roller Boogie.
I mean, I know we reviewed a couple of Linda Blair films. I'm pretty sure.
I still have screenshots I took for that episode. Dude, I remember that episode. We reviewed Roller Boogie.
Did we?
Yes.
See, here's the problem.
Guess what else we reviewed with Linda Blair? Street Savage.
Yeah.
Or Savage Streets. Savage Streets.
Yeah.
And that I think one of those led to the other one. Possibly.
Probably.
Dude, you're the one that's supposed to be telling me this stuff. I'm sorry.
Let me tell you, we're at a point where we're in the hundreds of episodes. It's why we're going year to year now, because it was getting too hard to track this shit.
Yeah, I lost track of my spreadsheet. I got to get back to it. I got more time now that I'm working from home, so we're good.
I mean, all I got to do is pull up the iTunes,
the
iTunes feed, and I can confirm if we've done it. So,
but just trust me, we really did. This is not. There's no uncertainty at all with me. Trust me, we did it.
Damn.
Now, so the opening is pretty sensitive. You don't really need to know anything more about the film other than what's very, very shortly revealed is that the corporation can pretty much do whatever the fuck they want, and apparently that included stealing James Caan's wife.
Yeah.
So he already doesn't like the corporation for some reason, and the whole plot that it spreads so thin over the whole film. The whole concept, the idea, is the government wants people to think of no individuality. They want the whole. It's not individuals in the team. It's the team. It's the rollerball team. The people. It's all about a united whole. So they want to get rid of Jonathan E., the only person with anything other than a first name in this film, by the way.
Oh, wait. I was just sorry. I am so sorry. I get. Yes.
I might cry.
Yeah, you are correct, sir.
Jonathan E.
Yes, that's James Caan's character. Yeah.
Only person in the film with anything besides a first name.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Very important. The reason they want to have him to retire is because they don't want people cheering an individual. They want a team. It's not a game that's meant to bring up a hero. It's just supposed to keep just killing more and more people, like a war. It's just endless fucking violence for the sake of spectacle. And Jonathan E. is too much of an individual, and so it's all about individual versus society. That's the whole film. It's the whole concept of the film, spread out over 2 hours of mumbling James Caan and an occasional roller derby event.
Yeah, and that's why they want him to retire.
Yeah.
Because he's becoming more than, like you just said it, he's becoming more than just a player.
And I'm sorry, John Houseman, I can't take him seriously as a villain. I can't help it.
You can't be stopped.
No, it's the paper chase guy. Anytime, all I see is, oh yeah, paper chase. Half of you will not be here this next semester. So yeah, fuck off.
Or you can think of him from Scrooged, America's favorite old fart.
Exactly. Yeah, that does come to mind. You can't avoid that.
Bah, humbug.
I think he's a great representation of like the elder corporation of the old white guy.
Right.
It's just hard to take him seriously because that's how I see him in my head every time I see him in anything. He's kind of a caricature of himself at a certain point.
Which is crazy because at his point in his career in 1975, he'd done tons of shit by then. So,
and all I can think of is like him playing God in Time Bandits.
Oh God, that's right. Did you hear they're rebooting Time Bandits?
Yeah, I'm all for it.
Taiki Waititi, the guy that did Jojo Rabbit, is supposed to be doing it.
Oh, great! I have no problem. I'm not even concerned. Go for it.
Yeah.
Because whatever they do, it'll be different. It won't just be the same thing. There's no way they can just copy it scene for scene, and they're not going to wanna. So fine, great, bring it.
Exactly. They'll have nods or they'll have nods to the original film, which is fine by me too.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It can even be tongue in cheek. It's a fucking fantasy. It could be a sequel. I would prefer a sequel, honestly.
Yeah.
But I'm fine with a reboot.
Sequel.
Because maybe the reboot will spawn a sequel.
That'd be cool. So you're right. Cool. We did review Roller Boogie. It was.
I know I'm right.
Over 200.
Why are you still on this?
Well, because I just needed. Because I don't remember reviewing it.
Really?
I really don't remember.
That vividly.
Episode 114. So it was over 200 episodes ago. We reviewed that film 7 years ago.
Yeah, I remember.
Dear God. I don't know if you wrote the synopsis or I did. I'm leaning towards you, though.
It's probably me back then. It was probably me. What's the synopsis?
Sunny beaches, roller discos, making out on dumpsters, humor, sexual assault, strange fruit trucks. Welcome to the wonderful world of Roller Boogie.
Oh, it was definitely me. I didn't remember that, too. Like, I remember us reviewing the film. I do not remember that opening, but that's definitely, like, I hear like just some of the stuff in it. That's not you.
No, it's not really something I would write.
No,
if I wrote that,
that's not a negative. It's just
No, I agree. Yeah,
I know your sense of humor. I know where you come from with original stuff, and I just know that it just sounds more like me than you.
Yeah, I mean, if I wrote that, it's just me trying to sound like you. I think, and that's a compliment.
I know. That's why I went, aww.
Yeah, like the one underneath it, I'm pretty sure I wrote. Set in a
what was that one?
Solar Babies. Set in a post-apocalyptic future where a group of roller skating lacrosse players imprisoned in a fascist orphanage, complete with roller rink, escape on a well-paved desert road to help a glowing ball restore the planet's water supply. No, you wrote this. Because then you write, no, really.
That's me.
That's totally you.
Honestly, I was convinced it was me. Start reading it again. I'll tell you to stop when I was convinced it was me.
Set in a well, I know where it is too. Set in a post-apocalyptic future where a group of roller skating lacrosse players imprisoned in a fascist.
Stop. That's me. Post-apocalyptic lacrosse players. That's definitely me.
Yeah.
But we also watched Rollerball. And
yes, we did. I wrote this one, and this will be the last one. It's Fatal Beauty with Whoopi Goldberg. I know I wrote this one just because I included this line, and I'm the only one that would even know about this. So it's like Fatal Beauty is a dangerous new drug on the streets, and only Whoopi Goldberg can stop it. With a supposed deleted sex scene, bad dialogue, and terrible gags, this is one you won't want to miss. Trucks don't bleed.
Yeah. That's definitely you. You know what? I have to go back and finish the poem, the found word poem I was making out of the dialogue of that film.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You were doing that.
Yeah, because I had trucks don't bleed. It's probably I'm gonna see if I can find it before we finish. But I have to go back and finish that because I think I was onto something there with my bad movie poetry. I need to get back into that, and I think the quarantine and the end of the world is good. Perfect time to do that.
The end of the world. You think the COVID-19 is going to end the world?
No. It will for a lot of people.
I think it's going to change the way we do shit.
Oh, it's going to change a lot of things. It is. From attitudes through expectations. A lot of stuff's going to change, I think, and for the better. I think in the long run.
Yeah.
For all the wrong reasons, but. I'm just going to reach my book bag. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Wait, just talk about the movie.
I'm going to talk about the movie. Actually, I was going to talk about restaurants in New York City. There's this one ramen restaurant where you basically sit by yourself in a cubicle. They lift up a little hatch and they give you your food, and you sit alone and eat. I think more places like that are going to open up after this.
So when John Houseman goes into the locker room and talks to them,
yeah.
When he gives what's his name, John Beck, the drugs.
Oh right, I have your still in the slides.
All right. I gotta explain that.
End the slideshow with that. That's the last frame.
Here's the problem. For some reason, I was under the impression that was just like a weird slang that he was using.
Oh.
And it wasn't. I didn't realize it was the character's name until later when I was like, wait a minute, Scott. That's moon pie. So for me, it was just like John Houseman all of a sudden going, sweet trip, moon pie. So that was totally me out of my mind. At that point, I'm just like, I'm not thinking straight anymore. Forgive me. That's where that came from.
No. And the thing is too, it's the people that come to these events in the film, you can tell that when they leave, they're realistically going back to an unfortunate situation. They are not being treated. They don't have the luxuries that James Caan has for playing this game. When he goes back to his house, he gets a new woman every so often.
Which is weird because they're rewarding him as an individual,
right?
Feeding the concept of being an individual seems like a very bad move on their part. I don't even think they realized it until it was too late. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But I mean, that's a flaw in the film that could be blamed on a flaw of the philosophy of those in power. I'm being generous. That's just me.
Yeah. I mean, like you get a little taste of that, like him coming back. Like he has one of his trainers come over, and he's got a whole table full of food and fruit, and they're drinking expensive wine and
taking drugs,
liquor.
They are. They're taking like Valium or whatever.
Something. They're doing something.
And something that feels good.
Yeah, and
hey.
Yeah.
Sweet dreams, moon pie.
Hey, baby. Sweet dreams. So it's
they put a pie in there.
Yeah, right. So it's they try and force him into early retirement for the reasons we've already noted, but under
But
normal
James Bond doesn't understand.
no, under normal circumstances, it would be like, yeah, I'm going to retire and live the good life for the rest of my life. You know, I think.
By the way, what sells me 100% that this is a corporation-run government is the fact that the state's color or whatever organization, the state's color is orange.
Oh,
Who the fuck chose that? Everything's orange.
everything.
Everything's orange.
Even this shot that's in the slide right now, the room that he's in is orange.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what the metaphor is in orange about, like living hell. I guess, whatever. That's a bit of a stretch for me.
I mean, if you think about it, you've got red, for your right. You've got blue for your left.
The
So they came up.
Japanese team was yellow.
It was yellow.
Yeah, that's some racist shit right there. And you know it.
Yeah. When I
have a nice slide there when they have the whole Japanese team bow to them. It's like, oh, you motherfucking 70s. Man.
where they could get away with so much.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that now if the team won. That's how you get away with that now. So yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Stop it. Stop that.
Stop. 70s, stop.
Stop doing that.
I did think it was interesting, like the corporate system ends up being a caste system, which makes sense.
Yeah.
That's the way that businesses work, which, if you want the country run like a business, you're going to have a caste system. And there's very little chance for advancement in a caste system.
Well, let me ask you, did you watch or revisit the reboot of this film, the 2002 Rollerball? I didn't either.
The world's ending. I got other things to watch. I rewatched The Joker. That's what I did with my time, sir.
Oh, did you? Yeah, I've been watching a lot of movies lately.
I meant to, but did you?
I did not.
Oh, good. All right. I was very bad if you did and I didn't.
I didn't care before the pandemic. I even said that when I challenged this to you, I said maybe we'll watch both, but I'm almost positive in that episode I said, but I can't promise anything. I'll watch this one because it's a challenge for the show, but I don't think I'm gonna watch the 2002 version of this movie. Yeah, I don't think so.
I think we'll talk about it afterwards or tomorrow, but I think we should start doing audio commentaries. Just start cranking them out. Just get together at night and watch a movie and just talk.
Yeah.
And then just set them out there.
Apparently there's this new thing for Plex called Sync Lounge. It's not new. It actually used to be called something else, like Plex with Others or some shit like that. And I think they don't have, you can't do it on your television. You would do it on your computer, where what it does,
how's that?
It syncs my Plex and your Plex, and we can watch the same movie at the same time.
Let's do it. Let's record it. Let's use it as an option on Patreon and get on Patreon and raise enough money to pay for a microphone a couple years from now.
You mean 7 or 8? But
microphones?
No, we'll raise enough money in 7 or 8 years. Yes. I think I should be able to record our audio through Audacity of us talking, and we could, send out the audio so they can sync it up with the video.
I just found my first draft of the Terror Visions poem, so I'm
Really?
close.
Terror Vision.
Yeah.
I know
Yeah.
we did. I know we reviewed that one. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, because I wrote a poem based on it. Because I'm that kind of guy.
Yeah, baby.
Man, is just me or are corporate whores so sensitive?
They usually are.
Jonathan, we've been together for like 6 months now. Did you even want to say goodbye? It's like, the answer is no. You're a whore. Go away.
You've been sent to me as a whore.
What the fuck?
You're a dirty whore.
What was the foundation of this relationship? Fuck off.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm getting a new girl shipped later today. You need to be gone.
And speaking of awkward sexual situations, when they're we first meet his what's his name? His coach.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was Cletus.
I actually thought that was what's his face? The guy that just died recently.
His trainer.
Yeah, his trainer.
Yeah, Cletus. Moses Gunn.
Right. I actually thought Moses Gunn was what the hell is his name? I'll look him up real quick. But I was just like,
I don't know how you can confuse anybody for Moses Gunn. But anyway, they're talking, and they at one point in a whole kind of jockey, gosh golly jarn monkey business, James Caan tackles Cletus, and then they're wrestling on the ground, and then it fades to a fireplace, and I had a flashback.
What, Men in Love?
Men and Lovers. I was like, oh no. It was bad. It ended quick. I think I have PTSD from that film. I got a trigger now.
Well,
yeah, so I love this because this is a sci-fi film where you can say, hey, are you at the part of the film where the hero goes to the library again?
It's like, yes, you can't take those books out. It's like, what is this, the reference section? Jesus.
And then that's and then the librarian, who's Ralph Richardson, who's actually God from Time Bandits. I don't know why you didn't correct me on that.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you're right.
But yeah, him as the librarian. Great. We're at the point of film where Ralph Richardson argues with a water fountain.
Yeah, right.
Futuristic water computers.
The person that I was thinking of was John Witherspoon. Yes.
From.
I mean, John Witherspoon's been in a ton of shit. I mean, he was like in House Party.
Something.
He was in House Party. He was in Friday.
Give me something I'd watch.
Something you would have seen. He only died a few months ago.
I'm a white guy. Shave off some of the films and tell me something I'd see him in.
Oh God, what would be the most iconic thing that you would know? It's like, yep, that's the guy. Like, what would it be?
You know, it'd be something obscure.
Oh. Well, he was in I'm Gonna Get You Sucker. He played the Reverend.
Nope. I saw it once.
Yeah.
Was never a huge fan. It wasn't bad. It was just
he played Reverend Morris in Bulworth, but even as many times as you've seen that, his character probably doesn't stand out enough.
No, I remember the Reverend there. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so he looked like when they were both young, like from that time period. I thought it was him.
Nothing in common. I think you're totally off.
No, I didn't say they had anything in common, but physical features, they looked very similar.
Not even close.
No? Okay.
No.
I'm just crazy?
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Welcome to the club.
I can live with that.
Yeah, I know. All right.
So.
Fast forward. They want James Caan to leave. He won't. All right, there's your struggle. Who gives a fuck? And they stole his wife at some point, and, he's upset about that.
Yep.
Fast forward to futuristic dinner party / orgy.
Yeah.
It's like a lazy orgy. It's like if they did Eyes Wide Shut, and everybody was just too lazy to get out of their clothing, just sat around and leered at each other. That's all that fucking is. And that was before the show. We were talking about screenshots, and you were talking about the gun is in one of the movie posters.
It looks like a promotional still. I don't know if it was made now or back then, but either way, I had to have the still. I had to have it. It was the Incinerator 6 is what it's called.
Right. So, where was I going with that?
Well, they were all using it at the party. They go outside and they
that's right. Yeah.
They go destroy 6 trees. You know,
Hey,
there's no foreshadowing there.
Hold on. Let's go blow up trees. Now, I get the whole idea is it's supposed to show that even the upper classes have this taste for violent entertainment.
Destruction.
And it's almost as if they're feeding that to us. But, dude, what do the trees need? I was waiting for James Caan during the whole argument to go, like, are they blowing up my fucking trees? I mean, those are his trees.
Well, I mean, did you notice they also blew up 6 of them? Obviously, one that's...
I got a nice shot of all of them. It's like, this is what happened.
Yeah.
What the fuck
Well, I mean,
is this
it's
about?
obviously metaphorical. I mean, it was 6 trees for the 6 branches, energy, transport, food, housing, services, and luxury. Because they're using the incinerator Mark 6, it's called.
It is way too big of a metaphor for anything happening in this film.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Blowing up trees it would have made more sense to me if like someone just started stabbing people at random at the dinner party. I don't know, something like that. Like there was a car crash and everybody was just watching the news. I don't know, anything. But it's so fucking weird. It was always, that's the one thing I remember from the first time I saw this film, just because it was so fucking weird. It didn't make any sense to me. Still doesn't. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Stop it. Stupid animals.
Enough of that.
Yeah. Why do they hate the trees? I don't know. Oh, and now we're at the part where our hero assaults a prostitute. Hang on, there's an animal trying to claw its way out of the office.
Okay.
Bear 1 second here. Let's see if I can get. Oh.
Well, we'll get into it when Scott comes back, but the prostitute, the woman that they send him, he accuses her of being a spy, which realistically she is. She's trying to get him to convince him to retire early.
All right, stop laughing now before I put my earbuds in.
I wasn't laughing. I was merely talking about the prostitute that you're talking about. It's the woman that they sent her, the new woman that they sent him, yeah. I mean. And, he's obviously, he looks at it as if she's there to convince him to retire early, and he's right. She's basically there to just kind of push him along to, have him play ball.
What I love is that there is actually a contrast between that first scene where he kind of snubs the previous corporate whore, and he's like, whatever. It's like almost like he's embarrassed to explain to her, yeah, you're a whore and I don't give a shit. And then like you fast forward to this part, and he's like so far gone that he's like, oh wait, I thought you were a person. What the hell was I doing? You're a fucking whore.
Ew.
And by the way, I'm not against prostitution in any way, shape, or form. I've never used it, never had a need to, but I don't begrudge others their needs. So anything I talk about corporate whores is merely on a philosophical context.
Of course.
Just want to lay that out. I'm a progressive guy.
Yes.
Found that poem yet.
So, moving on from the party, James Caan storms out of his office. What is his name in the movie? It's Bartholomew. He storms out of there, and Bartholomew is screaming, "You can be stopped!" Brr, 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 brr. He wants this mutual retirement, this early retirement. James Caan doesn't want any of it. He's questioning it at every angle, and it's like, we just want you to retire. Can you fucking do that? And James Caan's like, yeah, but why? What's going on? I don't understand. I don't want to do it.
But I also want to point out, since the names are a lot more specific than even I mentioned before, because again, there's definitely a caste system, and the importance of people is underscored by their name. All the characters in this film, other than James Caan and John Houseman, have 2-syllable names: Ella, Moonpie, Cletus, Mackie, Daphne, Rusty. Then you have Jonathan E., technically 3 syllables, but that E on the end makes it a 4th syllable.
Right.
And then you have Bartholomew. So
yeah.
Jonathan is like a lesser, like he's an equal, not based on the hierarchy, but just based on in reality. Like he is an equal to John Houseman as a man, as like somebody that can control power and follow through on something. He's just not as equal on that plane. I don't fault the screenwriting to an extent.
I mean, it's based on a short story that was published in a magazine.
I'm sure it was.
What, in 72 or 73 or something?
I'm sure it bears no resemblance to the original.
And the fact that I guess it was considered popular enough or maybe as well written enough to try and make it into a movie.
It's the 70s. Again, I personally think it's a bad remake of Death Race 2000.
Which came out the same year.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the films are very similar in tone.
Yeah.
That's about it. But
yeah.
But the whole idea of a dystopian society, of violent entertainment for the masses, that's all there. It's a very common trope as well, but I think it's worth bringing up.
Sure. So moving on from there, I mean, James Caan at that point is supposed to travel by himself. He has like his own private helicopter, and he decides not to at the last second because he feels that maybe he won't make it to the game that he's supposed to go to. Or
the helicopter's not landing anywhere near where he wants to go.
No. So he decided that he's going to travel with the team to China to play the Chinese team.
When I rewatched this, I actually laughed out loud at that part. It's like, yeah, I'm going to travel with the team. I was like, ha! I feel like I pulled a Peter Griffin. It's like, ha! Yeah. Yeah, you are. Yeah. Now, all right. Now, so the last, the whole third act just takes place at this fucking game, and or these last two games, let me say, and the game where Moon Pie bites it. Why do we have to sit through the whole goddamn anthem? It's not even a real anthem.
I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
After the first few shots and people looking at each other and people staring straight ahead, you made your point. Let's move on. It's like, no, we paid someone to write the song. We're finishing it. All right, kind of spiteful. I'm the audience, but go ahead, do what you want to do. It's your film.
And they did. Yeah, they certainly did. Yeah, and they.
And I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say they show Moon Pie getting punched in the back of the head in slow motion, just to drive that home.
Oddly enough, I did not get a screenshot of that. I don't know how that got past me.
I got it. It's in there. Don't worry.
And after this whole thing, this is the part where our hero goes to the library again.
Again. Hey, you got that stuff I need yet? No.
Hold on, let's talk to the water fountain. Maybe it knows.
Ridiculous.
And it's like, it's so fucking that whole scene with the library, the old guy in the library, is so fucking Logan's Run.
Oh, very much so. Yeah.
It's so old guy. Yeah, it's just that's the whole idea that it's one of those sci-fi tropes that irritates the hell out of me, but is always entertaining in some way.
Yeah.
It's like I hate it, but it's not bad. It's just like, again with this shit, but that still works. I'm sorry.
And what they do, what the six branches, what they keep doing is they keep changing the rules to the game to make it harder to play, so that
that's when they start realizing they're going to have to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They keep doing that, and of course, each time they do it, more and more people are dying in the game, but James Caan is not, and they're still winning. So, fast forward to the championship game, which is the finale of the film, where it is pretty much no holds barred, do anything you want rules. And
Australian football.
Yeah, sure. So hilarity ensues. A lot of people die. They have this old school, well, not old school for the time. I guess it was not old school, but they have the marker on like the board that shows when a player is out and when they've died. It has a little light bulb.
Yeah, that's not old school. Yeah, they've never done that before. But no, go ahead.
They have this like little light bulb that lights up when they're out, and then it turns off when they're dead. I believe that's how that worked.
Yeah.
So,
can I say something very quickly about Moon Pie?
Yeah, of course.
Before the big game, James Caan's character uses all his influence to get Moon Pie's brainless Shivo body like his own little isolated. What? It's basically what it is. Brain dead. Moon Pie's brain dead body. That's not
my wow. My wow is Terry Shivo came up in your.
I know. Yeah, I know. But that's
Shivo
exactly the situation.
Body.
Except the business government doesn't give a fuck about her, so they're not going to like pull Congress in on the weekend to try to pass some shitty bill.
Right.
But that whole scene where you have Jonathan Yee there with Moon Pie, and he's like just mumbling to him, and he's in this like beautiful little crypt / hospital bed he's paying for him for. I thought that whole scene would have been perfect if he pulled the plug on his way out.
Oh yeah.
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 Don't even change the dialogue. Say, yeah, you're better off than me, man. And at the end, it's just like yanks it, and walks out. Just accepting the fate of everybody. Right, everybody's gonna fucking die. I would have made that scene so much better. It's me. Maybe it's the mood I'm in right now, but I like it.
Could have been. I don't want to just fast forward to the end. I think we're there.
Well, there's not much else to this film. I said, when I said it was like the theme was a thin veneer of individual versus society, that's really what it is. Everything you need to know is in the first 5-10 minutes of the film, and everything after that is just watching James Caan's character kind of befuddledly roaming around, bumping into ideas until eventually he decides to just fuck everybody. And it's a long, slow drive to that. It's a 2-hour film that should not have been 2 hours.
No, hour and a half.
That's why they had to blow 6 trees up in the middle of the fucking film.
Yeah, and it's so the end of the film, it's Houston versus New York, and James Caan is literally the last person standing to end the game, and he just starts skating in a circle as the crowd chants his name, Jonathan, like over and over and over, and then he skates right into the camera, freeze frame, credits roll.
You get that really shitty close-up.
Oh, terrible.
Oh, horrible. And then everybody's like, yeah, fuck it, put it up there. But it looks like shit. We're ending the film that way. Put it up there.
So.
This film is, like most 70s sci-fi films, I think Soylent Green in the same category. It's very rough around the edges. And where it fails because mainly sci-fi itself typically fails upon close inspection. It's meant as entertainment.
Yeah.
But sci-fi always has to get too deep, and a lot of times it gets deep enough where it doesn't work.
It's going to take a little while, but I got to say I'm looking forward to us going into the 80s.
Yeah.
I really am. There is going to be...
We're never getting out of the 80s, man.
We may never...
There's so much to see.
This show might be said and done, but before we get out of the 80s.
It is possible. The 80s, that's when everything just fucking explodes, man. Yeah. all they did was they took exploitation and they cranked it down to PG and fucking shot it out, and that was it, man. That was it. That's all they did. All they did was they took the 70s, turned up the a parent approval, put it back out there. Done.
Yeah. The whole reason we have...
Honestly, the parent approval, when I say PG, 80s PG is 90s PG-13.
Oh,
so let's just call it PG-13.
Oh, yeah.
Am I definitely right on that?
Dude, Here's a perfect example. This is a film that doesn't have any violence in it. But do you remember the film The Invisible Boy from the 80s? With Bug from Uncle Buck, that kid, whatever the fuck his name was. There's
I
so
jerk
much.
off in the shower so much, I get a hard on when it rains.
Yeah, I'm laughing.
I feel that from you? I'm sorry.
No. My line from that is, I'm laughing.
I always liked Euphoria.
Euphoria. But that film...
That film did stick in my head.
That film right there, it has swearing, full frontal nudity. Not only full frontal, but I'm almost positive there's Bush. Because he's an invisible boy and he goes into the girl's shower.
It's been a while. Oh, look at Porky's.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was an R.
That's an R.
Yeah.
But the Invisible Boy was only rated PG.
And that was direct to video.
No, I thought that went theatrical.
It really shouldn't have.
No. And what year did that come out? That was like 86.
That's a high budget direct to video.
Invisible Boy. The Invisible Boy.
I have a strong recollection of it being direct to video. Could be wrong, but maybe my Boyfriend's Back was out around the same time. Actually, no, that was 90s.
No, that was 90s. That was like 90,
that was 90s.
92 or something.
And that's no better, so.
That was a zombie one, right?
Yeah.
93. Damn, I still got it. Within a year or two, I can tell you.
That was the one where our platter was assembled wrong at the theater, and reels 3 and 4 got swapped, and nobody noticed for 3 nights. The 4th day, someone was projecting it. I projected it the whole weekend. No one said a word. Monday or Tuesday, someone came up to somebody and said, "Hey, that film's out of sequence." That's how bad that film is.
Jay Underwood. And you know what's funny about that? It's. I bet that you contributed to someone for their entire lifetime saying, "I remember this movie being different when I saw it in a theater."
I didn't assemble that reel, so I did not contribute. I aided in the contribution. I can't take direct credit. But
I don't think it was called The Invisible Boy. I think it was called something, The Invisible Something. What the fuck was it? Invisible Kid. Weekend. The Invisible Kid.
The Invisible Kid. The whole weekend, Joey.
Yeah. That's
minimum 6 showings. Minimum.
Wow.
On a weekend, on Saturday and Friday, I mean, there could have been up to a dozen showings of that film before somebody said, "Hey, that doesn't make any fucking sense."
It came out in 1988 in New York City. March 30th, 1988.
Okay.
So it was only released in one city, and it was New York. So it can be a challenge on our show. I'm happy about that.
I'm gonna be My Boyfriend's Back. I'm lying. I have a copy. I'm going to re-edit it to the way it was shown at the theater that weekend, and you and I are going to watch it.
Okay. Yeah, I'm okay with that.
It's a date. We're doing that.
We're doing that
very, very soon.
Oh fuck yeah!
Don't even think I'll forget about that. It's
No. We'll sync our plexes and we'll watch it.
Yeah. Definitely.
Came out in 1988. PG. Hour and 35 minutes. Invisible Kid. In The Invisible Kid. PG.
Yeah, PG. That is not a PG
now,
film.
I know it's not a film that we're reviewing, but the Parents Guide has to be great on it.
Oh, I can't even.
2 young women's bare breasts are shown in a locker room. 2 young men's bare buttocks are shown running down a hallway.
Are you really doing that right now?
No, I just read that one because that's the only thing there. One of one found this mild. Yeah.
So you can really tell that
not enough people have reviewed it.
Rollerball has captured our attention because Joey's now reading Trivia on another film.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into let's rate this, and then let's get into your challenge to me.
Hang on. I have one other note to read. The only other thing I have to say about the whole ending, where Jonathan E. wins the whole game, and individual defeats the society, which will never last, and they'll probably have him poisoned at his fucking hotel room that night. So, great, congratulations. The only other note I have besides weird closing music, say fucking Frankenstein again. What are you trying to say? It's not a horror story. The only other note I have is the last 5 minutes is nothing but giant sweaty heads looking back and forth.
That's it.
IMDb has this at 6.6 right now.
And let me tell you something. If we reviewed it when we were going to, which was 2 weeks ago, it was actually higher. It was actually at like 6.7 or 6.8. So it actually went down a basis point or two. But even at 6.6, that is awfully close to a 7.
It's way too close to a 7.
I mean, 7, you're getting into, very good film territory. Like BAFTA shit. And
unallowed, not allowed.
Making best, like, Criterion lists and best films of the decade, century lists when you get into the 7s.
Right. Now, I don't feel strongly about a 5.
No.
I would lean more towards a 6.
I'm okay with a 6.
I think that's fair. I think the film's a bit above average. I mean, what did we do for Soylent Green? We went 6 for Soylent Green, right?
I think we did, yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine. 5 just seems so bland. No. 5's like, I'll forget about it.
No, 5 is too low. We've given some real shit 5s, and as many issues as we had with the film, and not truly liking it. I can't give it a 5. This is not a 5. I wouldn't recommend this to anyone anytime soon, because I've recommended plenty of 6s. Be like, yeah, it's got its flaws, but you're gonna like it. This is not one of those movies.
I can only see myself recommending it in a situation of, you want to know what a typical 70s sci-fi film is? Check this shit out.
Yeah, well,
true. that's only. I can't think of somebody. Oh yeah, you'll never regret seeing this. No. It's definitely middle of the road.
Exactly. So 6 it is. I like it. All right.
Done.
Do you have a challenge for me?
I thought you were challenging me. I thought I challenged you, Rollerball.
No, this is my challenge to you.
Really?
Isn't this my challenge to you?
What did we do before this?
Hold on. I could give you a challenge if I had to. So
same here, but I'm confused. I thought I challenged you to Rollerball.
Hold on,
it seems like such a Scott challenge.
Here we go. All right. Let's see. What did we do before this? We did the Academy Awards.
Before that,
we did Oscar films. Shit. All right. So what was the last thing that we reviewed?
Before the Oscars.
All right. There's the pre-show for the Academy Awards. Starting at episode 15. Okay, we started our Oscars. Okay, so that would go to 3. White Line Fever. You totally challenged me to White Line Fever.
I definitely challenged you to that.
So
you challenged me to Rollerball?
I challenged you to Rollerball.
Ah, shit. All right, I can find something. Hang on a second.
I have recommendations if you can't find anything.
Yeah, I know. Don't start with that. 1975 films. Just give me
I
a
thought
rundown.
you had a conversation with someone that I was privy to. It was like a chat where you said you were challenging me to something. Or maybe you were thinking of Rollerball and you got the title wrong.
I don't know. I'll go back and look. It was
like Thunder something is what you called it.
Thunder something. I don't know. All right, so let's look. I want to kind of steer clear of blaxploitation because it's really There's too much of it, and it's really easy to fall down that rabbit hole.
Like Dolomite.
Exactly. Rocky Horror Picture Show, I don't know. I that's a bit too campy. I'm not sure. We've done 3 Days of the Condor, haven't we? I love that movie.
Have we reviewed that?
I'm not sure.
I don't think we have.
I think we have.
No, I don't think.
I know we've talked about it.
Well, we've talked about it plenty of times, but I'm pretty sure
iconically
that we haven't.
I know what I'm challenging you to.
Can I take a guess?
Yeah, I already know, but I'm still looking just to make sure. But I think I already know.
Well, I mean,
we got Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS. If you want to really go off the ranch,
was it released theatrically?
Ilsa, I don't know.
That still applies even with the new format.
Shampoo was, but I don't know if I'm willing to go down there. You ever? Oh, Doc Savage. Ooh, we got to do Doc Savage before we leave 1975.
It's on my list. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot that we could gloss over and no one would give a shit. But really,
no, the Doc Savage is on my short list. Before we leave 75, it's happening.
Some people would argue that Ilsa, She-Wolf of the SS is a must review. I'm iffy on that. But I do agree that we should jump back to horror for another episode. I think we strayed away from horror, which is a great section in the 70s and 80s. You're not looking at any lists, are you?
No. I just have my written list. I have a bunch of films on a written list for 75.
Do you have a film on your list that has something to do with the number 3?
No.
Anything with Richard Matheson as one of the screenwriters?
No.
Famous author.
Right.
Okay. Karen Black. Oh, you're not going to get authors. Never mind. You know what? You're not going to guess this. We're going back to horror anthology films. Yes, sir. Yes. Trilogy of Terror.
Trilogy of Terror.
That's the one where you get to watch the guy from L.A. Law get chased around by a little voodoo puppet.
Well, the one with Karen Black, she gets chased around by a voodoo puppet.
Oh, no, he's in the remake of that. He's part 2, I think. Yeah, there's a 2. There's a Trilogy of Terror 2. I think he's in the sequel.
Yeah, no, she's the one that gets chased around by the puppet.
That's right. All right, yeah. This is even worse. This is where I came from.
Yeah, I'm in it. I like that.
I love, even though they're mostly bad, I love anthology horror films, especially the classic 3-story format, which was around way before Stephen King came out with Creepshow. And his was 5 stories, I think, so that's different there.
Yeah.
But
when Creepshow came out, it was obviously an ode to the old style horror anthology. So
they're the kind of films, I don't care what the budget is. Halfway through any one of them, you'll ask yourself, was this made for television?
Every time.
Cat's Eye falls into that category.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. That whole sequence with the ledge, it's like, this isn't a real film. This was on CBS. Come on. No. So, yeah, Trilogy of Terror. That is the next one we're doing.
Trilogy of Terror. All right.
Yeah.
I'm going to write it down so I don't forget. I will make sure. I don't think I have that. I should have it. Trilogy of Terror.
Well, if you don't, I do. I know I do.
Well, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it, and it'll live permanently on my Plex. Yes, sir.
Before we wrap up the show, I couldn't find my second draft, but I have a rough first and a half draft. I'm going to jog your memory here. Fatal Beauty, the poem.
Oh boy!
So this is the 90 mid-90s, right?
Fatal Beauty with Whoopi Goldberg, 87.
Yeah, 87. Even I'm totally off. Whoopi Goldberg, buddy cop film with mustache.
I had Sam Elliott.
Sam Elliott, the supposed sex scene.
The name's
this
Connor.
is the rough poem. I'm trying to create poetry based on the dialogue of bad films. So I have it numbered differently, so I have to run by the numbers. So bear with me. Here we go. Fatal Beauty. I'm not so good at saying stuff. When you say freeze, do people stop for you? Blow, flake, buzz, Colombian cuckoo dust. Not a goddamn word. Not a goddamn word. That's the first stanza. Hang on. Here we go. It's a wipeout. All of them and you too. This guy is offering me humble pie. This guy's a real clown. Snot-nosed little whip dickin' designer jeans. Where the fuck's the next line? Oh, undercover suit by Kmart. Detective, if you don't mind. Does that come in an adult size? See? Fortunately, I have more ass than he has teeth. I can't take your gut down to the city attorney's office. Draw a line through a dead junkie's name. Get lucky, get laid, but get out of my face. Almost done. She needed a hitting. No, she needed hitting. Trucks don't bleed. I need a t-shirt now that says that. Dead by fatal beauty. Wait for it. No, that's the last line.
Dead by fatal beauty.
Death by fatal beauty. That's it.
If you're going to read more poetry, I'm going to make sure I got like a bongo backdrop for you.
I'll dust off my bongos and bring them out, baby.
Well, no, you can, or you can just concentrate on reading it.
You know what pandemic means?
What does it mean?
Pandemic means free guitar lessons online by Fender. Yeah. Living the dream.
Living the dream.
Got the banjo, getting the fucking band back together. Yeah, I got to work on that. I got to get back to my bad movie beat poetry.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that bad movie beat poetry. I got to open up that Twitter and just start doing it. See what happens. All right, cool.
Do that. Write it down so you don't forget.
I won't forget that. Mind like a steel tarp.
Yeah, there you go. All right, let's end the show.
Yes. Let's
go ahead and do that. All right, everybody. As always, thank you again for joining us for another episode of Moviesucktastic, episode 325. So you can go to our website, which I am currently in the middle of redoing because, I have to. It's Flash based. I know. I did it, 6 or 7 years ago when Flash was all the rage. Now you get warnings from your Google Chrome browser saying, we're going to turn this shit off by the end of the year, so you might not want to continue to use it. It's like, thanks. I could pay the company to convert the Flash into HTML5 for like $300 or $400. I don't think I like our design that much to do that.
Fuck that noise.
No. So I'll just get another template. Or I can just write the whole thing from scratch. I don't know. But anyway, you can go to our website. It still works. You just have to make sure you accept Flash Player to turn on. You can go to our website and listen to the show. You can download the show, and you can tune in live every week with us and watch us review a film and hang out. You can go to our iTunes page, and you can download or listen to the show there as well. You can go to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Moviesucktastic, and you can check out when we go live, if we post things. I think I just posted something there the other day. I think I posted a little clip of Bobcat Goldthwait from Police Academy 2 when he goes into the supermarket, and it was like saying basically this is how the supermarkets are right now with the pandemic. And it's him and his gang raiding the supermarket. It was very timely.
Dude, I've been playing around and getting very, very quick. I've been putting audio commentaries onto copies of videos.
Yeah.
And I just did it for World's Greatest Dad, and I just tested it. And the one spot I tested, all you get is Bobcat Goldthwait go, I don't give any fuck about any fucking entertaining fucking teenagers. Teenagers are stupid. That's why I love you. I'm back.
You can leave us voicemail at 908-514-4470. If you want to email us, you can. The address is themovieguys@moviesucktastic.com. You can go to our Tumblr page at moviesucktastic.tumblr.com. And you can download the 100% free app for your Android device. Everything I said is in there. You should check it out. It's great. Do it. Do you have any words of wisdom, Mr. Wilson?
Sweet dreams, Moon Pie.
Yeah. All right. All right, everybody. We'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you later, Moon Pie. I swear I thought it was a fucking slang.